The Music Center opened its doors to the public Sunday afternoon for the first time in nearly 15 months. Nothing much has changed inside the center's Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. Whatever cobwebs might have flourished have been swept away. The lobby's busts of a brooding Beethoven and beloved cellist Gregor Piatigorsky appeared to have been carrying on their otherworldly dialogue unconcerned by pandemic. It was us, the music-deprived audience of Los Angeles Opera, who had changed. We came masked. Our identity still partially in question. Those seated in the orchestra section sported black wristbands signifying proof of COVID-19 vaccination. The non-vaccinated were in balconies, where evidence of a negative COVID-19 test was required. Capacity was limited to 25% and seats were assigned, and the Music Center clearly meant it. There were no lobby concessions. Celebratory Champagne is so 2019. This was, we were told, the first time since the pandemic shutdown that an American opera company was performing for an audience inside its opera house. LA Opera had no intention of letting anyone off the pandemic hook. It chose Stravinsky's plague-infested opera-oratorio, Oedipus Rex, which harps on the futility of it all. It was performed though not staged, that is, presented as a stony oratorio, with video animations on screens as illustration. Opera music director James Conlon stood on an imposing podium with a sweeping view. Rows of soloists and a male chorus kept the requisite 6 feet apart. Far upstage, members of an orchestra, also safely spread out, sat on a raised platform. Conlon joked to the audience that he always had wanted to conduct an ensemble of soloists, chorus and orchestra on a space the size of a football field. It felt weird. It felt, in certain essential ways, wonderful. But there was no escaping that this remains a conflicted period in the pandemic, where we are neither here nor there. We're back, but as yet we don't how back or back to what. With Oedipus Rex, a not happy, not hopeful work, overt visceral thrills competed with demanding, thoughtful pause. The singing was tremendous. Stunning soloists, Russell Thomas, Janai Bridges and Morris Robinson, dominated. These 3 El Opera regulars have had a significant presence in the company's programming that contends with diversity in opera and social justice throughout the last year. Thomas is El Opera's welcome choice for artist in residence. Stravinsky did not intend to display diversity. He asked that characters in Oedipus, whether staged or not, be masked. They weren't, and treated as living statues, their movement restricted to head and arms. Free will and expression come from the composer and the composer alone. Jean Cocteau's libretto was less concerned with solving a murder mystery than underscoring the fated tragedy of Oedipus not knowing who he was. That, of course, has a timelessness all its own.